YouTube. What's up, baby? Back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about a movie called Day Shift. All right. Now, if you've been to this channel before, you already know how we do it. We started off with the premise, three favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? So again, this is a movie called Day Shift. It is a Netflix exclusive. I don't know if like later on down the line, maybe they'll release it on Vudu, things like that. But as far as I know it right now, it is a Netflix exclusive. All right, now this is a movie. Um, Basically about vampires and vampire hunters. All right. Now, basically, you have the main character Bud, and he is a vampire hunter. He also does. He's like a pool cleaner, but on a like his main thing that he does is he's a vampire hunter. Now they have a real vampire hunter group like a vampire hunter faction, but and he used to be a part of it, but for some reason I think maybe like they didn't like the way he did things, but regardless, they end up like kicking him off the group. So when he hunts vampires, he hunts them by himself, and the thing is, he has a wife or ex-wife named Jocelyn, and a daughter named Paige. Now, Jocelyn and Bud have a good like friendship relationship, but like I said, of course they either split up or divorce. But sometimes you have things like that, where married people are no longer married, but they still have a good relationship, especially if they have a kid involved. Um, but regardless, she ends up telling him that, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about moving to Florida, and I'm pretty much going to do so within a week, unless you can get enough money to pay for like their daughter Paige's tuition for college and stuff like that. So now he is tasked with the mission to, you know, get this money however he can. Now, the thing about this is that there are um, people do buy um, things from deceased vampires, like whether it's their teeth or just whatever it may be. And we also find out that there is a hierarchy to the vampires as well. So if you like were to kill a very old vampire, like one of the top vampires, the teeth will be worth more than like a regular vampire. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, um, so he's basically trying to get money in order to appease his ex, and so that way, whether him and his ex get back together, at least he can live next to his daughter still and maintain his relationship with his daughter. Um, and at the same time, you have a vampire that is a real estate agent, and she is basically trying to uh, make an area where vampires and only vampires can live at. And she goes by Audrey. Now, um, it just so happens that in the midst of, Bud trying to get this money, he ends up going against Audrey and her men. All right. Bud also has a few other people that he ends up working with, because what happens is he ends up calling his friend Big John, and he ends up asking him for help so that way he can go for the big fish, so that way he can make money the right way. And Big John is actually part of that vampire hunting society that I said, like the official one. So be it that those two are friends, Big John decides to put in word to his captain, so that way, Bud can, work within that unit again. Um, and so the captain does agree to do so, but he tells him that the only way that I'll allow you to do this is if everything that you're doing is overseen by Seth. Now Seth is a character that works at this union as well, and like I said, he's basically just a regular human, not a assassin or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just a regular human, and like I said, he's tasked with watching over Bud and making sure that he does things the right way. Because like I said, Bud got kicked out of that unit, that vampire hunter unit, because they didn't like the way that he did things. So, like I said, it just ends up getting to a point where, like I said, Bud ends up going against Audrey and her men, and eventually, Bud is able to defeat her men, and he's able to get enough money in order to persuade his ex to stay in California, and also he's able to get enough money to provide for his daughter as well. So that's basically the premise of this movie. Three of my favorite scenes, and this may be out of order, but three of my favorite scenes would be the beginning fight when Bud fights against like the old lady, like a grandma looking lady or whatever. Like just the whole fight, bro, was crazy, and it was like it was like so much. You feel me? You know how like you watch stuff and it's like there's a little fighting or whatever. You're like, oh, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? Then it's over. Like this was like, oh, this is dope. And it just kept going and ramping up. And I was like, yo, this is just the beginning. This is just the opening scene. The fighting was crazy. I love how they make the vampire contort and bend and all stuff like that. And even though you may bend the vampire, it ain't dead. You feel me? Like it'll just, you know, get back to regular and start fighting you again, bro. Like the only way to kill it is to, like, stab it to the heart or whatever else it may be. I think even like cutting off his head actually does the job as well, because that does happen to one of the vampires in that scene. So that would be one of my favorite scenes. My second favorite scene would be the scene where it's Bud, Seth, Mike, which is another vampire hunter, and I think his name is Diran or Diran, whatever. But Mike and Diran are brothers, and they're vampire hunters. So anyways, it's Mike, Diran, Seth, and Bud, and they go into this one house, bro, and they just go against a whole bunch of zombies in the house. And I'm telling you, bro, this scene was action packed, bro. Like, Bud was there doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Like with the guns and just fighting and stuff like that, bro. But then on the other hand, you had Darren and Mike, bro, handling, bro. Handling. And like I said, like these vampires on here are no joke, bro. They know how to fight back, and you know what I'm saying? Like they're not easily killed, you know? But just that whole scene, and it was a long scene. Like I said, usually when you get action scenes or action sections in a movie, unless it's like the end, the climax battle, they're usually like fairly short, you know what I'm saying? The opening scene, that fighting scene was long and it was crazy. This scene right here went you got Darren, Mike, and Seth and Bud fighting against the zombies in the house. This scene was long, bro. And like I said, the different type of fighting that they had, the gunplay to I think it was even sword play, you know what I'm saying, like regular hand-to-hand combat, bro. Like it just was a crazy, ridiculous, action-packed scene. So yeah, that'll be my second favorite scene. My third favorite scene will basically be the car chase that Bud ends up getting into. He gets chased by these vampires, and he has his daughter in the car with him, and in order to blind her from what's going on, the car chase that they're in, he tells her to put on her play the game on her tablet and put the headphones on. So she puts the headphones on, plays the game, and the game is Mario Kart. So she's playing the game and all into it and doing things like that. And as she's doing these things, it's really like simultaneously happening in real life as Bud is trying to drive away to get away from the vampires that are chasing him. Dope scene, bro. I really liked it. I thought it was a creative scene. So that'll be three of my favorite scenes. The grade for this, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really did enjoy this movie. I really had a good time watching this movie. It's not the best movie. It doesn't have the best story. You know what I'm saying? And the movie doesn't even take itself too serious because of the fact that it's like an action comedy, action horror comedy. You know what I'm saying? And even it being a comedy, it wasn't the funniest movie, but there were parts that I did laugh at. I thought the acting was okay, but mainly, bro, the thing that I took out of this movie was the action. The action is second to none, and I think it's basically because the director of this movie did some work for the John Wick movies. So you know how John Wick is, you know what I'm saying, with the action that they do, the choreography, whatever you want to say. Like, you know, they get down. So, you know, it was nothing but love when it came to this, because he already knew what he was doing, and he threw those type of fighting styles in there, gunplay in there, you know, sword play in there, whatever it may be. The fighting was down pat, and it was action packed, man. So basically, mainly what you going, if you love action, watch this movie. If you love action, watch this movie. You know what I'm saying? The comedy wasn't really the thing that drew me in. You know what I'm saying? The story wasn't really the thing that drew me in. It was really just that action, man. But yeah, you know, I definitely say it's worth your time to watch. Like I said, I give it an 8.5. If you guys have Netflix, it's real easy. Go to Netflix, watch it. You know what I'm saying? You really have no reason not to. If you got a Netflix account, or if you know somebody that has Netflix, you maybe can borrow their password and watch it. Or, you know, maybe go to your homie's house and be like, yo, did you see that movie? No, you haven't seen it? Let's watch it together. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check it out, man. And just watch it. You know what I'm saying? Don't pick at everything, because everything doesn't make sense and everything is not the best. But just watch it, and I promise you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna enjoy the action. If nothing else, you're gonna definitely enjoy the action, because the action was yeah. But yeah, man, let me know if you guys saw the movie. Let me know how you guys enjoyed it. Did you think that this movie was trash? Did you at least like the action? Would you watch it again? Would you want to see a number 2? Because they kind of, and per se, in a way, like, it's just open. It's open to have a number 2. You know what I'm saying? So let me know about that in the comments down below. All right. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Cali. Until next time.